What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Gru's Garage. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're checking out the Chassis Unlimited Octane Series front bumper. All right, so first off, a little bit about how we have this bumper set up. We have a 30-inch dual-row LED, Cali-raised LED light bar in the center. They do include brackets from Chassis Unlimited to mounting there. It is a great fit. And we also have Cali-raised LED pods on each one of the expanding wings of the bumper. The center ones are set up as amber lights, and they are plugged in with a pigtail to the factory switch, as are fog lights. And then we also have spots on the outside there, and they are angled a little bit to give us a little more area lighting on a trail. And down below we have the Rough Country 9500 series winch with synthetic line, and then a few shackles on there. This bumper, though, I gotta tell you, it's awesome. It comes in 3 pieces. The wings are a separate bolt-on, you'll see here soon, but it's very well thought out. Holes to get the winch mounted, the lights, everything was conveniently set up to where it was ease of install. And we're going to show some of the install of this bumper here in just a moment, but it's not a complete full install. If you've seen my videos in the past, you know we had a body armor 4x4 slimline bumper in the front already. So removing that, the factory crash bar coming off, and a little bit of plastic cutting will not be shown in this video. However, if you are looking for advice on how to install this, it's very easy to pick up along where we're at and follow. So if you have any questions about it, please drop them down below, comments. I appreciate your feedback, it helps out. And let's dive into this thing. All right, so here we just have a little progress update of install of the bumper. We have the centerpiece test fitted up there and lined up with the bolts. Right here where your factory tow hitch on the inside is, you'll need to cut that off your frame. It is welded on there. And then you're gonna have to cut right out where the factory fog lights were. If you have the factory fog lights, pull those out. There's just a few plastic clips holding them in there and one Phillips screw, and then a quick disconnect on the wiring. And then you can see we took blue painter's tape to line up around our plastic there to cut. You will not get into your metal fenders. You're only gonna be cutting on the plastic. For the cutting, I am using my angle grinder. And for the corners, I'm using my oscillating saw. Like I said, I'm test fitting this multiple times and cutting as I go. That way it's a precise, clean fit. I don't have exact measurements and I want this to be right. There will be room behind there to mount our winch that we have. And that's just currently the update on that. All right, so we got the factory toe point all grinded off, kind of rounded the edges a little bit, take the burrs off and hit it with a little black spray paint to prevent rust. Let's get the bumper back up. All right, we have the side pieces now attached. There's 4 bolts on each side here. Got her back on the jack. We're gonna go ahead and put it up here, test the alignment and fitment again. And always remember, be careful. This is ideal to 2 people, but I'm making do with the jack, so let's check it out. Okay, something else I wanted to add before we get too much further. Obviously, we're doing a lot of cutting here. You're gonna have fender well. Obviously some of this was already cut off from the previous setup I had. I'm gonna keep this once we get the fitment right, I'm going to take a heat gun and try and bend this up under so we still have a little bit of mud flat protection up under there. So just to give you a view, you're definitely going to have to be comfortable cutting your truck on this. For spacing, it's going to be up to you for your bumper fitment. I'm going to try and have a 1/4 inch or so gap between the plastic and the metal, because when you're off-roading and you get some flex going, your frame's always going to flex. So your bumper is mounted directly to the frame, so it could rock left and right, and I don't want it to put tension on the plastic body. So something else to keep in mind. All right, I got another little tip I just wanted to throw out there for people to keep in mind. While I'm test lining this up here, obviously it could shift a little bit. I'm leaving the blue painter tape on, just give that tiny extra bit of protection from scuffing the paint up top. I know it may sound crazy because you're cutting the heck out of it, but the area it's going to stay, we still want to try and make it look nice. So that blue painter tape will give just the tiniest bit of protection while we're lining it up. And then once that's done, that'll come off. The edges will get cleaned up a little bit, and I'll probably put a rubber seal around it. All right, we got all the lights in and the winch in. Take a look at this from the back side here. This bumper was definitely very thought out as far as where the holes are to mount the winch and the lights. Everything is relatively easy to access. Probably gonna have to relocate our solenoid box on the winch, but we'll get to it when we get to it. All right, so we got our plastic trimmed up, cleaned up a little bit, and then we put one of those weather style strips around it. Kind of keep down the vibration and help protect the edges of the paint. Time to line up the bumper itself. All right, everyone, we got the last test fitment here. It looks good. Something I want to note real quick about the winch and clearance. So we thought we were gonna have to relocate the solenoid pack. However, I was able to leave it alone, and the way I made it clear is your support bracket here for your truck that holds the grill. I did this on my second gen, and it worked on this one too. I just took the angle grinder, cut straight up, not all the way, you just get to where the curve starts, and then bend the metal out flat. And that gave me the clearance. Let's see if I can get the camera down in there. The clearance I needed. Now, of course, that will affect the integrity of the structure of this. However, I mean, it's still pretty darn solid. It's good enough. I've had it on my second gen for years now, so we did not have to relocate the solenoid box. Something to note for that. All right, everyone, it's a late night video here, but we got all the lights mounted, the winch mounted, and the bumper is on. The fitment is good. There's room for flex. We got the seal on. I got to finish routing some of the wires for everything, but it is good to go. And we got our helper here, little doggy. All right, everyone, that pretty much wraps up our video for now of the Chassis Unlimited Octane Series bumper here on our Toyota Tacoma. If you are still with us at this point, I appreciate you guys watching this whole video. Please consider subscribing. If you're not, feel free to like and share. And any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.